So there's something we need to talk about, Miami fans. Cam Ward is doing something that nobody has done before for the University of Miami. I'm going to read off some of the statistics. I understand that the Shanti or whatever that running back is, and a couple of the other big name people, Travis Hunter, are Heisman Trophy candidates, but I don't think people are truly understanding what Cam Ward is bringing to the table. Guy is something that we've really never had as a college quarterback, where he's leading the league in just about every statistical category. I mean, you have basically completion percentage. Out of all the top quarterbacks, he's got the highest completion percentage. The amount of yards that he's thrown for, 2,538, is more than any of the college quarterbacks that he's competing against. The touchdowns that he's thrown is 24, which is more than any of the college quarterbacks that are top here. And he only has 5 interceptions. He is doing something that can probably lead us to the national championship if the defense gets their heads out of their butt. But this is something I think we all really, as Miami fans, have to embrace in the transfer portal and in how college football is going about right now, where we can get players like this again. The persona of Miami has always been something that people want to go to play football. And I think what Cam Ward is doing right now is something that I don't know if we see this, like just next year. Cam Ward is probably, at this point, if you really look at the resume versus like Testaverde and a lot of the other college quarterbacks that we've had, he's the best that we've ever had on this team. And it's pretty crazy to say that, because we're not even talking about the rushing stats when he's running the ball for 20, 30 yards. He's almost like running it like a Patrick Mahomes, where it doesn't even look like he's running fast. He's just moving the ball forward. And these are like 3rd and 20s, 3rd and 15s that he's doing stuff like this. This is something that the University of Miami has never seen before. Some of these players, the Damian Martinez run that we had the last quick intermission. If you're liking this video, do me that favor, hit the like, hit that subscribe. Fins up, baby. Last week, the quarterback is essential in football, and the reason behind that is not just because of throwing the ball and all of that, but the actual leadership that they bring. We'll talk about like Tua on the Dolphins. When I watched him in the press conference, you finally feel like you have a leader, and with Cam Ward, it's very similar to the same thing. And what you're seeing right now, I know people might say that we haven't played any like high competition teams like the SEC, but to be honest, man, a lot of the SEC is very topsy-turvy right now. Georgia's losing to or loses to Alabama, and then Alabama loses to Vanderbilt, and then Texas loses to Georgia. And it's not like it used to be anymore. And this is why having a quarterback like Cam Ward is so different. Because when you look at like Quentin Ewers, or you look at Carson Beck, or you look at Jalen Milroe, or even Dillon Gabriel, Dillon Gabriel would probably be the closest of those three, where they don't look as calm like Cam Ward does. I understand Jalen Milroe had that comeback against Georgia, but they don't look like Cam Ward does. And what Cam Ward is doing right now is becoming the best college quarterback that the Miami Hurricanes have probably ever had in their history. Comment down below if you know of another quarterback that was better than what he's doing right now. We've gotten to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's like 5 or 6 games. He already has 24 touchdowns. So he's on the road to probably having like almost Tua Alabama stats, like 50 touchdowns at the end of this year. He's throwing for like 4 of them each game. And taking into account that, of course, he has good receivers, but some of these receivers were never really great in other teams. Like Sam Brown, he was okay, but he wasn't great. The thing is he's making this team better. And what you saw last game, which I know this is a video coming out a little late, but what you saw last game against Louisville is that if our defense starts to step up a little bit, this team, Cam Ward's going to kill every shootout against any college quarterback. If you really look at the college realm, say we play Georgia or Alabama or any of those teams, these quarterbacks can't keep up with Cam Ward. If I could be honest, I think, the Louisville game was the biggest test that we'll face, because these quarterbacks are not going to be able to face that adverse reaction when Cam Ward continually figures out ways to score on you. I mean, that takes a toll on you when you just don't know how to stop an offense. And he's only getting better. We forget to realize that this is only his sixth game in this system of the University of Miami, and he's going to continue to get better throughout the year. And when you're seeing a guy throw for 24 touchdowns already and just outscore every single team, because that's basically what has happened. He's just outscored every single team. And it's not just passing, it's not just like a passing thing. This is like, again, 3rd and 15, he's running for it to get the first down. He's doing different things to give us the yardage that we need. We're back behind the sticks, and he's making the throws. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a University of Miami fan, I don't remember the last time. Like, we've had, hopefuls. We've had potentials where they were, supposed to be really good. You could see the quarterback we had last year. What he's doing this year is kind of nothing. We've had a lot of potential on this team, and it's been for decades that we've had potential. And the one thing that we were just missing was a quarterback. Now, Cam Ward, and it's like we didn't even just get a good quarterback. We got probably the best one in college football. I mean, this kid, to see that running down the sideline and then flipping your hips and tossing it 30, 40 yards, that's a dart in the end of the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, this is something that none of these college quarterbacks are doing, and I stand my ground on this, that he is the best quarterback in college football. I'm watching games of Georgia and Texas and, Alabama and even Oregon and Ohio State and all of these teams, and, you forget that these teams have really high-end receivers as well. The only one that's making plays for his team, because his team is not carrying him. The thing is, if you watch this team, you put any quarterback on this team, the way the defense is playing and the way that it's kind of going, people tell me about the offensive line, but you put any college quarterback behind this team, they're probably going to lose. Cam Ward is pretty much the only reason why we are undefeated right now. And of course, we're going to be facing, Clemson later on in the year. But what I'm watching right now is that Cam Ward's just going to outscore everyone. And if the defense just kind of follows suit, maybe even like a fourth or halfway of what Cam Ward is doing, we'll be the toughest team to beat in college football. But that's just my thoughts on Cam Ward. He's doing something that I think I've never seen at quarterback for the University of Miami. Not since, back in the 90s and the 2000s, when we didn't have the whole thing going on. But even then, we never had a quarterback like this. Like, you still had receivers like Andre Johnson and Reggie Wayne and all that stuff. We never had a quarterback that, I'm telling you, was making these receivers look extremely good. And of course, you have Restrepo, but Cam Ward is playing like a quarterback that I've never seen before in my life. And it's exciting, and I think we have a real shot at the national championship. But let me know your thoughts down below. Give me a comment. Let me know if you think there's another quarterback that you think is better than Cam Ward. I'm likely to defend him on it, but let's see what you guys have to say. As always, guys, love you all. Let's go, you. Peace.